Thank you so much. The second way that God speaks to us, and this one is very rare, is open angelic visitations. If we go to the book of Acts, chapter 10, it's a very familiar story. Let us just go quickly to Acts chapter 10, um, of a man called Cornelius. And I want us to take a look at what it says there. So very rarely, but it does happen. It still happen in this season. God will send His angels to come and reveal something unto you. Let's go to the book of Acts chapter 10 verse 1. We are going to read verse 1 up to 4, and we are going to dissect that. And for the third way that God speaks to, it's closer to that, and it's within that passage. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of what was called the Italian regiment. So this man was a man of authority. He was a man of authority, and he was a man of warfare. So he understood authority, and he understood warfare. But the second verse reveals a lot about this. And a devout man, when we're talking about a devout man, we're talking about a religiously or spiritually dedicated person who is very dedicated and may not need to be seen outside. He is dedicated within his closet. Now listen to what verse 2 says: a devout man and the one who feared God. So a person who has got this fear of God attracts this type of angelic visitation. I'll give you the likes of Mary, the mother of Jesus, was a woman that feared God, and that's why when the angel came, he said, "Oh, how highly favored you are, women amongst the women of Jerusalem, because you are a person that fears God." Looks at the likes of Abraham, that they feared God so much. The likes of Noah, they feared God so much. And with all of his household, he gave alms generously to the people, and he prayed to God always. So that verse number 2 gives you the parameters, or the conditions in which we can attract those angelic visitations. Is number 1, you're devout; number 2, you fear God; number 3, you are a man of spiritual warfare. You are a man that is devout. You are a man that gives generously. Be the kind of person that gives and provokes God so much, to a point that you as God will be trying to have a meeting in heaven. Your giving and your alms may rise up as a memorial before Him, as the 24 elders are trying to have a meeting in heaven. Be the type of person that will disturb God, and the 24 elders will say, look at, while they are busy having a meeting in heaven, let your giving and your alms be a disturbance before God, until God sees you and says, and sends an angel to go and do the business of God on earth. Because God, the reason why me and you don't get so much of the angelic visitation is because we do not provoke God, is because we are not in God's face. We are not provoking God's attention. So those are the type of men that have those angelic visitation. And what else? He gave generously to the people, and he prayed to God always. Oh my God. When we hear the book of Thessalonians that says, do not cease to pray and do not faint. Not to pray is to faint. The Bible compares not praying with fainting. So if you're not praying, so this man is constantly disturbing God in his throne of kingship in heaven. And these are the types of men that has got that attract angelic visitation. Now listen to this. Verse number 3 says, about the ninth hour of the day, he saw in a vision an angel of God coming in and saying to him, Cornelius. Now, some of you this is how you want to see whether you have had a true angelic visitation from heaven. I'm not talking about, because Satan also has got his angels. So this is how you can pick up if you have had an angel that is sent from the throne of God. Now listen to what verse 4 number says, when he had observed him, he was afraid, and he said, what is it, Lord? So he said to him, your prayers and your alms have come up as a memorial before God. So most of the time there will be fear that will be because angels are great beings, they are fearful beings, and some of us, the likes of Zechariah, when he had an encounter with an angel within the Holy of Holies, he disrespected the angel of God. He said, give me a sign that what you have come to tell me shall come to pass. And the angel, because the angel stands before the presence of God. So when you meet this angel, that presence or the glory, the Shekinah glory, the angel comes with that Shekinah glory of the Lord to your presence, and the first thing that you do is to have fear and to fall down on the ground. And this is one of the things that I want you, when you have that visitation, is what the angel will say to you, is that angel will not speak on its behalf, number one. Number two, the angel will not allow you to worship it. Number three, the angel will say, peace be unto you, because as you read throughout the scriptures, you will pick up almost all of these three things, that the angel will not speak of himself and bring attention to himself. Number two, the angel will forbid you from worshiping him. Number three, the angel will say, peace be unto you, because it is the angel of the Lord is aware that it is fearful. And be careful that you treat this angel with respect, because the likes of Zechariah ended up coming out of the Holy of Holies, and they were struck with dumbness because they did not know how to address the angel of the Lord. Hallelujah. That is another topic for another day, but I'm not here. Now, let me continue to explain this. Now, a man that has got angelic visitation is a man that has unwarranted grace of God. So God can send his angel because, number one, he has chosen to do business with you. And if we look through the scriptures, God will do a business with a man that has got a good heart and good intentions. Yes, as we meet the likes of Moses, they do not have the character to carry the heart of God or the presence of God. But as we read about them, when he sees two Hebrew men fighting, when he sees an Egyptian abusing a Hebrew man, we find him defending. So God may look at a character within you. You may be a killer, you may be a murderer, but like Moses, but God at that season will be looking for a certain characteristic within you. The likes of Moses, the likes of David. David had a weakness for women, but yet David had a desire to seek God and a desire to protect the lands. So God in that season was looking for that kind of man to use, right? And God does as he pleases, according to Romans chapter 9 verse 18 and Malachi chapter 1 verse 3. He says there in Malachi, Jacob he loved and Esau he hated. God chooses whom to do business with whom, but I've given you the characteristics or the parameters in which you can attract God's eye, and by default attract angelic activity within your place.